My big policy on any case is that the family, immediate family, and that means husband, wife, mother, father, or sister, brother, come to me first and verify, listen, our family needs your help. When I get someone that's just randomly on Facebook asking me to interject on a case, to me, I feel it's completely disrespectful for me to comment on a case when I didn't get verification from that family to even talk about their loved one or even talk about their pet. I would just place myself in their shoes. I would feel upset because I don't know that person and they don't know me enough to trust me. I don't give away any information about cases, and especially open cases that the law enforcement are working on.
Okay, so you do work with law enforcement.
I do work with law enforcement. I've been called in on autopsies as well in Pittsburgh. When I go out of this district, they don't know me until I sit with them and I say, listen, I have a background in forensic psychology. I'm not your typical medium. I was a detective investigator in Florida. I don't think like a medium. Yes, I see spirits and I hear them, but I also adapt that to what I'm doing when it comes to finding evidence or gaining insight to what happened. I almost stopped doing this. What broke me was a young girl came in and asked me to find her father. He had been gone for a week. I was distraught by her emotions of missing her dad, and I said, you know what? I can't do this here in my shop, in my office. Let's go to where he went missing. Let's go to the place and let me see where he shows his footsteps. Spirit calls what I do spiritual footprinting. I find the last steps, or I follow the last steps they took on Earth before they died. And then I can hone in on the section of where they went missing. Now, if they go into a car, like their footsteps end and I see car tracks, the next step is to follow the car tracks and where they went. I had a case in Pittsburgh where we had to do that. If they're not dead, sadly, when I come in, it's to close off a soul's life. Mm-hmm. It is guaranteed that when I get called into a missing person's case, I am helping them find the corpse. And with this young girl, I kept going over to this cliff and I said, listen, see that sign right there? She said, yeah. And I said, it says, do not trespass. So listen to me. Call the police at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Please do not go down there by yourself. Because I knew what was going to happen. She was going to go down there and find her dad. Like that. He'd been gone a week. Can you imagine what that would look like? No. So she texts me at like 8 o'clock in the morning. She found her dad. I was like, that's it. I'm not doing cases anymore. But you know what? You know what got me back on that road was her strength. Her strength in finding her dad like that and still being able to be the beautiful being that she was after enduring something like that. I was like, if she can do it, I can do it. She was what got me out of it. It took me about a year, but she got me out of it. Her strength and seeing her blossom through the year really got me out of it.
Do you take the same steps in finding a missing animal?
Yes. Animals are a little different. What they show me is not their last steps, but what they are either currently seeing or what they had just seen hours before. We just actually had a recent case of a female that lost her dog. And I kept telling her, I see a lot of green around him, but I see this branch. He keeps bringing up this branch. He keeps bringing up this branch to me. Well, it was a couple hours later, her son was driving, and he found the dog. The leash was attached to a branch.
Oh, wow.
And that's what he kept showing me was this. He wasn't showing me his leash. He just kept showing me this big branch. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's just kind of like hanging out or sleeping there because I can't see exactly what he's doing. I just, every time his eyes lurk over to the right, I kept seeing this branch. I said, make sure you tell her about the branch. There's a big branch that's near him. I don't know if he was going to stay there, but what ended up, his leash was attached to the branch. And that's how they found him. I had another dog. Coolest thing. He kept showing me going into an alley a certain time in the day, at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, to get food. So he was in some kind of like village or town, and he went to this alley at the same time every day. And I told her this. Her name was Christina Holman, and she had like a boxer dog, I think it was. And I said, go to the alley at this specific time. Well, here, this lady found him in the alley. The husband came at the time I told them, and they found him. Now,
so cool.
What I love about that story is I understand the reason why he left. His soul contract had a warning in it. And animals have free will. They have free will when they come here. That he could stay with his family while he went through his cancer and died. Or he can go off, live his life until he got cancer and didn't put them through that. So I talked him through it. I said, let them be with you. Let them find you. And that's when he showed me the alleyway. So I'm like, okay, he's making his free will choice to show me this alley that he will be there at this time. They found him. They got some years with him, and he died.
So did they know he had cancer?
No. And I wasn't
Okay.
going to tell them.
Okay.
So that they can tiptoe around that and not enjoy him. Yeah. It's not about always being right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And then there's your guys' dog.
Kobe.
The best part
Kobe.
is the end.
Yeah.
How you said we would, and it happened.
Yeah, right. How he would come back, he came back.
Yeah, he got lost. He ran off, got lost, but he got kidnapped by somebody. I knew where they were living. They weren't that far. And I said, we need to go in this area, in this neighborhood, and we need to make our presence known that we are looking for him and they need to return him. We made our presence known for, 2-3 days?
Mm-hmm.
And later that night, he suddenly shows up at the house, barking. Yeah, I said, leave the porch light on. He's going to come back. It's going to be in the middle of the night. He's going to need to find light. He needs to find the light. If he finds the light, he'll find the back porch. He found the light and was barking his head off at 2 a.m.
So now he though has never been the same since the moment he left.
No, because he was kidnapped and he didn't like
So
the arrangement that they had for him.
Their past can be changed forever like that?
Yes. If you got kidnapped, would you not
Right.
be upset and changed forever? It's the same thing.